This isn't just another fall decorating video. This is an invitation to step inside a dream, a world where the warmth of Joanna Gaines' iconic Magnolia farmhouse meets the soul of vintage decor. Have you ever scrolled through Pinterest, wishing you could capture that feeling of a perfectly curated, yet effortlessly cozy home? The one that seamlessly transitions from the vibrant hues of autumn to the magical sparkle of Christmas? We're going to unlock that secret together. Imagine the aroma of spiced cider, the soft glow of candlelight, and every corner of your home telling a story of comfort and style. We're going to show you how to find and use thrifted vintage autumn decor that doesn't just look good for one season, but flows beautifully into a cozy Christmas style. Get ready to transform your space, because what we're about to show you is a complete guide to creating a home that feels like a hug. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and let me know in the comments what your favorite fall tradition is. Before we add any pumpkins or garlands, we need to create a serene backdrop. Think about the Magnolia farmhouse aesthetic. It's all about a quiet, calming foundation. We'll start with a neutral color palette for our walls, furniture, and larger textiles. Creamy whites, soft grays, and warm tans are your best friends here. This approach isn't about being boring, it's about giving your vintage finds a stage to shine on. Imagine a beautiful old wooden bench, a distressed mirror, or a collection of antique ceramic vases. They'll all pop against a clean, uncluttered background. This is where we lay the groundwork, creating a space that feels timeless and sophisticated, ready to be layered with the textures and colors of the seasons. A neutral foundation is the secret to making a small collection of items feel intentional and impactful. Now that we have our neutral canvas, it's time to bring in the texture. This is what makes a space feel truly cozy and inviting. We're talking about chunky knit blankets draped over a sofa, a vintage jute rug underfoot, and linen pillows in various shades of cream and beige. Texture adds depth and visual interest without overwhelming the space with color. It's the difference between a room that's just decorated and a room that feels lived in and loved. Think about mixing materials, the softness of a wool throw with the roughness of a wicker basket, or the smooth surface of a wooden table with the intricate weave of a macrame wall hanging. This is a key element of the vintage farmhouse look. It's all about mixing and matching different textures to create a rich, tactile experience. The real magic of the vintage farmhouse style comes from the hunt. Let's go thrifting. We're not just looking for any old thing, we're hunting for specific items that will serve as the core of our autumn decor. Keep an eye out for brass candlesticks, old books with worn covers in warm tones, wooden bowls, and unique ceramic pieces. The beauty of these items is that they already have a story. They're not mass-produced, they're one of a kind. When you find a tarnished silver tray or a set of mismatched vintage glasses, you're not just buying an object, you're acquiring a piece of history. These pieces add character and personality to your home in a way that new items simply can't. They are the heart and soul of your rustic chic autumn theme. No autumn decor is complete without bringing the outdoors in. This is where we capture the true essence of the season. We'll gather some simple, natural elements, dried hydrangeas, fallen leaves, branches with beautiful berries, and of course, a few carefully selected pumpkins and gourds. The key is to keep it organic and not over the top. A simple vase of wheat stalks on the mantel, a few small pumpkins arranged on a vintage tray, or a garland of dried leaves running up a staircase can have a huge impact. This approach aligns perfectly with the Magnolia farmhouse philosophy. It's about celebrating nature's beauty and bringing that sense of peace and tranquility into your home. These natural touches will feel authentic and will seamlessly transition into winter. Your mantel is the perfect place to create a stunning seasonal display. Let's build a rustic and inviting focal point. We'll start with a foundation of greenery, think a simple garland of eucalyptus or dried leaves. Then, we'll add our thrifted treasures, brass candlesticks of varying heights, a collection of old books, and a unique vintage mirror or piece of art. Layering is key here. Place taller items in the back and shorter ones in the front to create depth. You can also incorporate some small pumpkins or gourds to tie in the autumn theme. The beauty of this approach is its flexibility. As the seasons change, you can easily swap out the pumpkins for pinecones and evergreen branches, creating a new look without starting from scratch. The dining room table is more than just a place to eat, it's a place for gathering and creating memories. Let's create a tablescape that reflects our vintage farmhouse style. Start with a simple linen runner and then layer on your thrifted finds. We'll use a mix of vintage ceramic plates, mismatched glasses, and brass or silver flatware. Instead of traditional floral centerpieces, we'll use a low, rustic wooden bowl filled with small gourds, acorns, and tiny pinecones. Add a few taper candles in vintage holders for a warm, flickering glow. This tablescape feels intentional and special, but it's not so precious that you can't actually use it. It's perfect for a cozy autumn dinner party and can easily be adapted for Christmas. Every home needs a cozy corner, a little retreat for reading or enjoying a cup of coffee. We'll transform a forgotten corner into an inviting space. Start with a comfortable armchair or even a small vintage bench. Layer it with a soft blanket and a few pillows in neutral textures. Add a small side table, perhaps a thrifted wooden stool or an old crate, where you can place a cup of tea and a good book. Illuminate the space with a small lamp with a warm, soft light. This is about creating a moment of calm and a place to truly relax. These little nooks are essential to the cottagecore aesthetic, making your home feel like a sanctuary. The key to a seamless transition from fall to Christmas is to start subtly. We won't jump straight into bright reds and greens. Instead, we'll begin to introduce some winter elements that still feel connected to our fall theme. Think about adding more metallic accents, gold, silver, and brass, that catch the light and add a festive sparkle. We can swap out our fall-themed throw pillows for ones with more winter-appropriate textures, like velvet or faux fur. The goal is to start building a foundation for Christmas while still honoring the autumn season. This is where our neutral palette really shines, because it provides the perfect backdrop for these subtle changes. Nothing says cozy like soft, warm lighting. This is the simplest and most impactful way to transform your home for the holidays. We'll be using twinkle lights, not just on a tree, but draped over a mantel, tucked into a glass vase, or wrapped around a vintage ladder. We'll also use lots of candles. Group them together on a tray or place them in our thrifted brass candlesticks. The warm glow of the lights creates an atmosphere of peace and celebration. It's a trick that Joanna Gaines herself uses often in her designs to make a space feel more intimate and special. The soft light will make your vintage decor feel even more magical. As we move into December, it's time to introduce some fresh greenery. We'll replace the dried leaves and wheat stalks with fresh evergreen branches, pinecones, and juniper berries. A simple garland of pine draped over a doorway or along a staircase railing can make a dramatic statement. You can also place sprigs of holly or pine in our thrifted vases and pitchers. These natural elements are the perfect way to bring the scent and feel of the winter forest into your home. This is the perfect blend of rustic chic and festive cheer, keeping our decor feeling organic and authentic. The Christmas tree is the heart of the holiday decor, and ours will be a tribute to our vintage farmhouse theme. Instead of store-bought baubles, we'll use a collection of old, treasured ornaments. Look for ornaments with a patina, some wear and tear, and a story to tell. We can also make our own simple ornaments from natural materials like dried orange slices, cinnamon sticks, or small pine cones. These simple, handcrafted decorations will give our tree a nostalgic and personal feel. A simple burlap ribbon or a garland of wooden beads can also add to the rustic charm, making the tree feel both festive and true to our style. Now let's transform our autumn mantel into a spectacular Christmas display. We'll replace the pumpkins with pinecones and add some festive touches. We'll keep our brass candlesticks, but we'll add some pine greenery and maybe a string of fairy lights. You can also drape a simple garland of evergreen and berries along the mantel. Hang some vintage-inspired stockings, perhaps made of burlap or chunky knit wool, from the mantelpiece. The key is to keep it from feeling cluttered. The balance of natural elements, thrifted finds, and a few festive touches creates a look that is both elegant and cozy, a perfect reflection of Joanna Gaines' aesthetic. The kitchen is the heart of the home, especially during the holidays. We can add some simple festive touches without getting in the way of cooking. Place a small arrangement of pine and cranberries in a vintage pitcher on the kitchen island. Hang a wreath with a burlap bough over the window. Line a few of our thrifted copper pots along a shelf, their warm metallic sheen adding a festive glow. The key here is to keep it functional and understated, a nod to the season that doesn't overwhelm the space. It's a great example of rustic chic, blending practicality with beautiful design. The entryway is the first impression your guests have of your home. Let's make it a warm and inviting welcome. A simple vintage console table is the perfect spot for a small vignette. We can place a bowl of pinecones and evergreen branches, along with a few candles in our thrifted holders. Hang a beautiful mirror with a rustic frame on the wall. A small jute rug and a bench for taking off shoes can add to the charm. This is an opportunity to set the tone for the entire house, showcasing our vintage decor and inviting guests into our cozy, holiday home. Decorating isn't just about what you see, it's also about what you smell. Let's use scents to enhance the festive atmosphere. We can make our own simmering potpourri on the stove with orange slices, cinnamon sticks, cloves, and pine needles. The aroma will fill your home with a natural, comforting scent. You can also use scented candles with notes of pine, balsam, or spiced apple. This is an often overlooked aspect of creating a cozy home, but it's one of the most powerful. The right scents can instantly evoke feelings of nostalgia and warmth, making your space feel truly special. A vignette is a small, curated display that tells a story. We'll create several of these throughout the house. A simple vignette might consist of a small antique tray, a vintage candlestick with a taper candle, and a tiny sprig of holly. These small moments of magic add visual interest and personality to a space. You can create them on a bookshelf, a side table, or even a windowsill. The beauty of vignettes is that they are easy to change and update. A few pumpkins for fall, a few ornaments for Christmas, the possibilities are endless, and they are a great way to showcase your thrifted vintage decor. Just like we layered textures in the fall, we'll continue to layer for winter. This is the time to bring out the coziest of textiles. Think chunky wool throws, fuzzy blankets, and plush pillows. Consider adding a faux fur throw for a touch of rustic luxury. Swap out lightweight curtains for heavier, more insulated ones to keep the warmth in. These simple changes make a huge difference in how a room feels, both visually and physically. They create a sense of cocooning and comfort, a feeling that is central to the Joanna Gaines philosophy of creating a welcoming home. If you have open shelving in your kitchen or living room, this is a perfect opportunity to display your vintage decor. We'll arrange our thrifted ceramic pitchers, wooden bowls, and unique glassware in a way that feels intentional and beautiful. For fall, we can add a few small pumpkins or gourds, and for Christmas, we can tuck in some small sprigs of pine or a few tiny ornaments. The key is to not overfill the shelves. Give each item a bit of breathing room so it can be appreciated. This is a great way to personalize your space and show off your unique finds. Your bedroom should be the ultimate sanctuary. Let's extend our cozy, vintage farmhouse style here. Layer the bed with a chunky knit blanket, a quilted throw, and plenty of soft pillows. You can even add a small, festive detail, like a tiny garland of pine and fairy lights hung over the headboard. A simple bedside table can hold a vintage lamp and a small vase with a sprig of greenery. This is about creating a calm, peaceful space where you can retreat and recharge, surrounded by the warmth and beauty of the season. The rustic chic and vintage farmhouse style is all about personal touches. Let's get creative with some simple DIY projects. We can make our own simple garlands from dried orange slices and cranberries, create wreaths from pine cones, or even stencil a festive phrase onto a piece of reclaimed wood. These projects don't have to be complicated. The beauty is in the imperfection and the story behind them. They add a layer of personalization and charm that money can't buy, making your home truly unique and a reflection of your own creativity. The final step is to ensure that all of our decor flows together seamlessly. Walk through your home and look at each space from different angles. Make sure the colors, textures, and styles feel cohesive. Check that the lighting is warm and inviting in every room. This is about ensuring that your home feels like a complete, well-thought-out space, not just a collection of decorated rooms. It's the hallmark of a truly great design. The goal is a home that feels effortlessly beautiful and naturally cozy, a perfect blend of cottagecore and rustic chic. And there you have it, friends. We've gone from the warm, earthy tones of autumn to the magical sparkle of a cozy Christmas, all inspired by the timeless elegance of Joanna Gaines' Magnolia farmhouse and our own unique thrifted vintage decor. You've learned how to build a neutral foundation, layer with textures, find beautiful treasures, and seamlessly transition your home from one season to the next. Now, your home isn't just a house, it's a sanctuary, a story, a place of comfort and joy. This is the heart of vintage industrial rustic style. If you love this journey, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and let me know in the comments which part of this transformation was your favorite. From all of us at Knife Vintage, have a beautiful holiday season.